أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما أما بعد. I greet you all with the greeting of Islam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May the peace and the blessing of Almighty Allah be with you all. I'd like to welcome you all for continuation of our new series, and which is part 2. Today is part 2 under the title Belief of the Believers. Belief of the Believers. And inshallah, as I said before, I'm going to try to make a PDF for the copy and put it on the site. So for those who would like to continue, inshallah, reading and following the course, inshallah. Now we're talking about Iman and its effect on the life of a Muslim. The impact of Iman. What is Iman first? To believe, to trust, to understand in the best manner that such a thing exists and benefit, to believe, okay? That means to trust in, there is a certain thing that you have to know it. Not like you know in your name better than knowing your name, okay? You know that you are so and so, and your name is so and so, and your father is so and so, your mother is so and so. So you need to understand more than this, that with no inch of doubt believe in the existence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You have to believe in the existence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And as a result of this, you try, if you know that Allah exists and Allah is the greatest of all things, how you going to try to get closer to Him as much as you can, because you know that everything in His hand and nothing can happen in this life without His permission. So the more you get closer to Him, the more that He's going to make things easy in you. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala telling us, وَمَنْ تَقَرَّبَ إِلَيَّ شِبْرًا تَقَرَّبْتُ مِنْهُ ذِرَاعًا وَمَنْ تَقَرَّبَ إِلَيَّ ذِرَاعًا تَقَرَّبْتُ مِنْهُ بَاعًا وَمَنْ أَتَانِي يَمْشِي أَتَيْتُهُ هَرْوَلًا. Whosoever come closer to me, one hand span, I'll get to closer to him, one arm length. Whosoever come closer to me, one arm length, I will come double to him. Okay, iba'. Whosoever comes to me walking, I come to him running. So this is the generosity of Allah. Allah doesn't need or to even to care for us, but this out of His generosity. Allah doesn't need our ibadah. Allah doesn't need our prayer. The pleasure is ours. The honor is ours. We have to do our best to please Allah. Pleasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the key of everything good, and is the lock for every evil and bad things. So to have to understand that Allah exists subhanahu wa ta'ala, and as a result of this you turn in worship and devotion to Him alone, not to anybody else or anything else, not any of His creation. You have to be the slave servant of the creator, not the creation. Okay, you did not take any of His creation as a deity or a God beside Him. So your trust and your belief and your concern is how to please Him and Him alone. One should try his best to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala before anybody or anything else. If you believe in Allah, you're going to try to make Allah to be number one in your life before anything else, before your husband, before your wife, before your job, before your degree. The only problem that we are here that we associate in partner beside Allah unknowingly, and this by turning to other things more than Allah. If you see Muslim nowadays, most of them, for their degree, they will move and make migration out of their country. They will go and wash even dishes or washing anything to make money so they can get the degree, they can go to school. Why? Because they believe that the school and the degree going to change their life. But if they believe in Allah, the real believe, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who can change it, regardless if you have a degree or not, if you have a money or not. Because in قلوب العباد بين أصبعين من أصابع الرحمن يقلبها كيف يشاء. All hearts of mankind between two fingers of Allah, his fingers, he switch it whatever way he wants. It's not the school, it's not the wife, it's not the husband, it's not the money, it's not the jeep, okay? It's not the 16 wheelers, all these things that became our main concern, and you keep cleaning it and shine it and dedicate it. If we give dedication to Allah like we give dedication to our car or our house or our living room, things can be much better. So the believing in Allah is something beyond even it can, for me to sit down to explain it to you, because believe that he exists. And what this mean? Can he please you? Can he elevate you? Can he make this and that for you? If you do so, so why you are not asking him? Why you are not devoting yourself as much as you can to him? So it's not a word. I believe in Allah. I acknowledge Allah's existence. Devote yourself to him. Try to get closer to him. Okay? The individual should have courage while knowing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the only one who controls life and death. Going in a battlefield is not going to make you die unless Allah had decreed for you to die. Being behind a wall and hiding is not going to make you disappear from the police unless Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes them blind, they could not see you. You have to understand that everything is the hand of Allah. Believing in Allah, believing in the attributes of Allah, in the ability of Allah is something essential in our life. And when life come corrupted that we don't know what to do, it's because we don't have the right belief. It's because that we don't have the right belief. We have to believe, number one, in Allah before you believe in the angels, before you believe in the hereafter. You need to understand your source of knowledge and information is Allah. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the first and the last for you, and he is the only one that you need to please before anybody else. So we have to believe, to trust, to know with certainty, with no doubt, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is our creator, that he is our God, he is our master, he is the one who has control of our life. وَأَنَّهُ هُوَ أَضْحَكَ وَأَبْكَى. He is the one who can make you laugh or cry. Look to the people in Gaza. Look, their children, they see their children in front of their eyes, been slaughtered, been bombing. Not one child, 5, 10 from one family. And they still saying Allahu Akbar. And they still fighting. They still, you understand, not running away. We have to get to wake up. What does it mean to know that Allah exists? That everything in the hand of Allah, that Allah behind everything, and He's the cause of all causes. Our other side, you repeating words. You are not living the reality of La ilaha illallah. If we have the right Iman, this Iman is going to give you a fruit. And these fruits of Iman, you're going to get it in this life before the hereafter. But what in the hereafter is much greater than what you get here. You're going to feel it in your heart before you feel it in your hands. Your bucket can be empty from money and you still content. You will see your health even if you don't have a health. You will see what you don't see with your eyes, you will see it with the eyes of your heart. You will see it in this dunya before even you go to the Jannah and you go to the hereafter. The tree of Iman is great and give fruits always. We have to continue with the journey of Iman in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so we can gain the fruits of it, so we can get the blessings of this dunya before even the hereafter. And the dua of the believer, رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ. Oh Allah, grant us the good and the blessing of this life and the hereafter. You don't think that your good wife, your submission wife, your kind husband is a blessing from Allah? What do you think will make this man to be humble to you or nice to you? Is Allah, because Allah has the control over the hearts of men and women, and Allah has the control over our hearts. He can switch it, can make your enemy be the best friend, and He can make your best friend the worst enemy and plotting against you. We need to learn about Iman and the reality of Iman and the fruits of Iman and the branches of Iman, so we can benefit from it in this life before even the hereafter. And among one of many fruits of Iman, believing in Allah, that you be content with the wilayah of Allah, the loyalty of Allah, the personal relationship between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is the competition. If you love someone, okay, and this one surrounded with other people, you want to prove that you are the one who more closer, and that you the one who is getting the attention of this person more than anybody else. I want you to look today, because it's almost time for Salah, and maybe we're going to have to start our class 15 minutes early than what we're doing now. I want to leave you today with Surah Al-A'raf, Surah number 7, and read verse number 62 and 63. ألا إن أولياء الله لا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون الذين آمنوا وكانوا يتقون. I refer you to Surah Al-A'raf, Surah number 7, verse number 62 and 63, which is saying what is the meaning. Indeed, the awliya, the close and the special friends of Allah, no fear for them, no sadness. How to get the wilayah of Allah and the friendship of Allah? He said, الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَكَانُوا يَتَّقُونَ, those who believe and have taqwa, those who believe oneness of Allah, and those who fear Allah. Now when you love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you believe in Allah, and you fear Allah, you will see the change in your life. You will feel the closeness and how Allah transfer your life to a different life. How He makes things easy for you, accessible to you. How He solve the problem for you. Because if you are the friend of Allah, wali mean close friend. So you want to be the close friend, want Allah to be closer to you more than anybody else. And if Allah loves you, فإذا أحببته كنت سمعه الذي يسمع به وبصره الذي يبصر به ويده التي يبطش بها. If I love somebody, Allah is saying in the hadith al-Qudsi, if I love somebody, I'll be his eyes which he see with, I'll be his ear which he hear with, I'll be his hand which he touch with. So everything will be moving with control and direction and guidance of Allah. I'm sorry, I have to stop. People waiting for the Iqamah. Looking forward to see you again, inshallah, tomorrow, 6:45, inshallah. The latest 10 to 7, because maybe the adhan will be called and I don't want to interrupt the class. Thank you very much for being here. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. Remind you that we have a class tomorrow at 4 o'clock. And if you want to choose, instead of tafsir, that will continue in the whole subject of Iman, so we give the subject of Iman at 4 o'clock and 7 o'clock, two different subjects, two different classes, but it's still under the same subject. Maybe this will be better, so we can finish the book, inshallah. All right, you have a good night. Please forgive me for rushing. سبحانك اللهم بحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك